There are about 10,000 different religions that exist on Earth right now, and almost every single one of them is entirely convinced that they are the correct one. However, that would mean that there would have to be 9,999 of them that are wrong. With this being true, if you chose a religion just based off of where you're born, which most people do, the odds are not in your favor. That's a weird thing to think about, right? Especially if you're younger, like me. I'm 25, still trying to figure out where I want my life to go, what I want my life to end up being like, let alone what happens when we die, or what all this is for, what the point is. And I'm not here to bash anybody's faith or anything like that. I think it's good to have beliefs that you stick to. It probably feels really good to wake up in the morning and have an idea of what you think it's all about and have your God that you look up to or whatever it may be. But most of the time, you're kind of born into a situation where you take on these beliefs. For example, if you're born in Texas, you're probably a Christian. If you were born in Thailand, you're probably a Buddhist. If you were born in Israel, you're probably Jewish. You get the idea. A lot of our absolute truths are based on ideas that come from where we were born, which I don't know if that really makes sense or how that could be an absolute truth that applies to everybody. And I myself have never been a religious person. I've sat in on different kind of religious services and things like that, but it never really resonated with me. And that kind of leaves you to be on your own to figure things out. If you think about it, it's kind of like trying to drive to a destination in a new city that you've never been to before and you don't know the roads and you don't know what's ahead. That's why I choose to say, I don't know. I don't know if there is a correct religion. I don't know if there are multiple correct religions that go hand in hand with each other. I have no idea. And in order to live a good, meaningful life and be a good person to others around you and things like that, I don't think you necessarily have to pick one. You can just say, I don't know for sure, and just act with your best judgment and still be a good person. But something that I do notice, especially with younger people that don't decide to subscribe to any certain religion, is that they fall into this trap of kind of negative behaviors and having no moral code that they follow. And I don't think that's the right way to live either. So I don't know if there is a God, but if there is one, I would like to think that he probably wouldn't care so much about you picking the certain religion and putting that weight on yourself of having to choose the right one, probably more so about how you treat people and how you go about living life. And of course, we all make mistakes, but as long as you have good intentions and are trying to make the right choices and do the right things, I figure that's probably what would matter to the God, if there is one. So with that being said, if you're sitting there trying to figure out what religion to subscribe to or what group to believe, I don't think it's that important that you do. What I do think is more important than that is accepting the fact that we're all trying to figure it out as we go. And as long as you're doing everything with good intention and trying to make the best choices that you can, I think you'll be all right and you'll find your way. That's the way I'm going about it, and I think it's working out pretty good for me so far. So, with all that being said, if you enjoyed the video and want to see more videos of a 25-year-old figuring out what he's doing with his life, my name is Hunter Offenbacher. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll be back soon with more videos.